Take a moment, look around, what do you see? Walls, light, your hands, your phone. But what if I told you that what you're seeing is only a tiny fraction of what's really there? Right now you're surrounded by invisible forces, pushing, pulling, carrying, bending, buzzing. They pass through you, they hold you, they guide everything. And if you could see them, just for a second, it would change the way you see reality forever. Let's dive into the world of invisible forces and explore what life would look like if they became visible. Let's start with the most familiar, but least understood, gravity. It's pulling you down into your chair, holding your feet to the floor, keeping the moon in orbit, locking the Earth to the sun. But gravity is invisible. If we could see it, you'd see long, curved space-time tunnels, with planets warping space around them like bowling balls on a trampoline. Earth would look like it's sitting in a massive invisible bowl. The moon rolls around that bowl, never falling in. And you'd have invisible gravity ropes keeping you grounded to the planet. Next, magnetism. Magnetic fields are everywhere, from your fridge magnet to the entire Earth. If you could see them, you'd witness swirling loops and spiraling lines flowing from the North Pole to the South. Your compass would no longer be a simple arrow. It would be dancing inside a glowing vortex. And your brain, it generates a tiny magnetic field too, every time you think. So you'd literally see your thoughts radiate out in real time. Magnetism is silent. But if visible, the entire world would shimmer with invisible force lines, like a storm of glowing thread. Okay, so look at your phone. Now, just imagine for a second being able to actually see the signals it sends and receives. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, cellular towers, GPS satellites, radio stations, and microwave links. Your room would suddenly become, well, a glowing jungle of waves, pulsing, bouncing, intersecting, curling around walls and flowing right through your body. You'd see signals like invisible fog, all layered in color, blue for Wi-Fi, green for Bluetooth, red for cellular, and these faint orange waves from satellites above. You're swimming in information, always. You just can't see it. Sound is another force we feel, but don't actually see. Your voice creates vibrations in the air. Tiny pressure waves that ripple outward in all directions. If sound waves were visible, well, every time someone spoke you'd see circular ripples, like dropping a pebble into a pond, radiating from their mouth. A concert would look like a visual explosion, a wall of force radiating through the crowd. Thunderclaps would ripple the sky. Even your own heartbeat would pulse with these tiny vibrations. The world would be louder, but in color. Everything you own runs on electrical force, from your light switch to your brain. If you could see electricity, you'd witness glowing rivers of current flowing through the walls, down the street, and into every device. You'd see neurons fire in your head like tiny bolts of lightning, and when you touch something with static, a flash of blue-white arcs would jump between your skin and the object. Even storms, with lightning crawling through clouds, would look like vast electrical webs lighting up like neurons in a brain. Electricity is life, and yet completely invisible. What if you could see beyond the visible spectrum? You'd discover a whole hidden rainbow infrared. Every warm body glows, including you. Ultraviolet, the sun blasts UV rays. Bees see it, you don't. X-rays, hospitals use them to see your bones. Gamma rays, from space, from stars, from nuclear reactions. The world would be overwhelming, layered in glowing colors, heat signatures, and signals most of us never imagine. Every object would shine in a different language of light. Even your fingerprints would leave glowing thermal trails as you touch surfaces. Let's go even deeper. At the smallest level of existence, there are quantum fields and virtual particles, invisible particles that blink in and out of existence in empty space. If you could see them, reality would look like a sea of shimmering static, tiny flashes of light, bursts of force, random vibrations, pure chaos, or maybe pure order. You'd see forces being exchanged, photons between electrons, gluons binding protons, neutrinos zipping through your body like ghosts. Reality would no longer be solid, it would be alive, constantly shifting. So why don't we see these forces? Because our eyes evolved to see just enough. We detect visible light, the narrow part of the spectrum that helps us survive. If we saw everything, we'd be overwhelmed. Imagine walking through a room where every conversation, every magnetic field, every Wi-Fi signal, every heartbeat was visible. It would be chaos. Our brain filters out the noise so we can focus on what matters. But just because you can't see it, doesn't mean it's not there. So what if we could see all the invisible forces around us? Gravity pulling, magnetism swirling, Wi-Fi pulsing, sound rippling, electricity sparking, radiation flowing, quantum forces flickering in and out. It would be beautiful, terrifying, enlightening, but maybe, just maybe, it would help us see something else too. That we're not just in the universe, we're part of it, connected, intertwined, held together by invisible threads, moving through a silent, invisible storm of forces that never stop flowing, and whether you see them or not, they're always there.